Five seconds left. It's Dyer's band now. It's Dyer's turn to ban. Seconds. 5 seconds left. Dyer's turn to ban. Seconds. 5 seconds left. Radiant's turn to ban.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our next series. It is going to be, of course, between Team Liquid and Alliance, and it is MLP Dota, joined by John X Fire. John, before we get started, I think apologies are necessary from our end. We did, unfortunately, continue to pronounce Mickey's Mickey's name incorrectly. It is indeed Mickey. We did double check. Amateur mistake from us, and I do apologize to Mickey himself as well as the viewers. I'm sure that was very annoying to continuously hear Mika instead. So John, Team Liquid versus Alliance. This is a very, very interesting matchup indeed. Of course, Team Liquid looking so strong in the previous major. Alliance, though, have been playing very, very well today. How excited are you right now?
I'm pretty pumped up. I'm really keen to see just what Alliance brings out against, again, one of the top contenders here in the qualifiers. Really just being among the favorites. And of course, Liquid has performed really consistently for the past, not just months, but really years. These guys are just solid in performance every single time. And, you know, just seeing a team like Alliance go up against Liquid should be a bit of a test for these guys. And I'm interested to see if they pull something different out for this matchup.
Dyer's turn to pick.
Well, I love this start from them already. Nature's Prophet and Earth Spirit. Those four combos, we've seen it over and over again, John, but just that global presence that you have with these two heroes can be really, really daunting for the opposing team. Of course, we saw Alliance. They already went back to that Earthshake, which Foxy has been doing a great job on. Of course, Tiger as well. They'll probably make it so Tiger plays the Earthshaker. But still, that support opening from Team Liquid, how do you feel about that one?
It's really strong, right? We've seen the Nature's Prophet do a lot of work already in these qualifiers, and just going for it safely, even up against the Earthshaker, which most people will put to question. I think as a support, you're not going to be too worried about that. I don't think the Nature's Prophet really does stand too far forward anyway for that Earthshaker to really manipulate that Echo Slam onto that key target. It's just, as a support, really strong. Laning phase tends to go quite fast with it. You just globally gank anywhere you want. The Earth Spirit as well in conjunction can gap close quite nicely, has a good amount of control, great, you know, damage and control early on in that lane. So I'm looking forward to see how Liquid really starts going around with these two heroes, if they opt to actually do a Nature's Prophet core. That is an option, not really the most popular option, but something that Liquid can throw out there.
Certainly so. Alliance, they do go ahead and pick up the Troll Warlord for themselves. A standard safe position one to have on the side of Alliance. I have seen it pop up here and there, and I wonder if they're going to go down the same route that OG did earlier on, where they
10 seconds.
just went with the Magnus pick as well to really escalate the farm that the Troll can have, instead of just going and farming a Battle Fury himself. Though I don't know, there is one more ban left on each team. Magnus hasn't been picked up that often, so I wouldn't be surprised if they just avoided it altogether and just ran the standard Troll. Now up against a team like Liquid, I'm not sure how well this Troll will do.
It already has slight issues with the Nature's Prophet, of course. You do tend to be kited up a fair bit, so you're gonna have to hold on to that early Quelling Blade for a bit longer. If you are playing this Troll, of course, just keep that Quelling Blade on, keep it in handy, because you will be probably sprouted up every now and again from the NP. I don't think it's really the oddest core to pick. I think it's still pretty solid. Liquid does go for that Drow though. Again, surprisingly not banned in that first phase. And it just slips on through. Liquid just picks it up, and quite frankly, it's a really good pick here. You just get so much from this Drow. You really speed up the push from Nature's Prophet. You have a good amount of damage as well, and you have a lot of ways of still building up on this hero.
Certainly so. In fact, I'm kind of shocked that we didn't even notice it wasn't banned, but there you go. Alliance, though, they can pick up the Keeper of the Light now. It's the first time we've seen the Coddle come out today, but I'm glad it did. Fantastic teamfight potential and laning potential from this Keeper of the Light. So it's still...
Yeah, they have some really good deep push as well coming out with this pickup, so they should be able to stave off the massive push potential that Liquid does have. And it could cause issues, of course. One good Will-O-Wisp can also disrupt a teamfight quite well. So we'll just see how far Alliance really maximizes this pick.
But now, fourth pick for them. There's plenty of options here to combo up with the Drow, but you'd assume that position 3 that's come out of Liquid probably isn't going to be a ranged hero. So more popular options were actually banned out by them. The Doom and the Centaur being taken out already. They don't have the option for the Sand King either, or even the Puck. That would have been pretty nice. What road do you go down here from my control? Unless you do just run the core Nature's Prophet, but again, it's more unlikely than not.
Yeah, I really don't see that coming out for Liquid. I think they value that early aggression you can pump out with the NP. I don't think they'd want to go too greedy with that pick. There are still a few options. I think one key thing could probably be maybe something like a team fighter, maybe something like the Tide coming out. We have seen that every now and again, and it feels like Liquid does need something to get some massive control, and they have great single target control. Something in a wide AoE for the team fight isn't quite there. Nothing on the level of the Shaker. So I do feel like we need to see that coming out on their off-lane pick.
A lot of reserve time for this one. Figure out what the pick will be. I do agree with the Tide Hunter you brought up does seem very, very nice, especially going into that Keeper of the Light and the Earth Shaker that are already there from Alliance. It does feel like Liquid do need a bit more team fight on their side, and well, it is going to be a core Nature's Prophet, John. The Witch Doctor will be the fourth pickup for Liquid.
I mean, that's fair enough, right? You should be able to have a great time in lane with that Drow Aura to play off of. The damage you will be pumping out is significantly better. You should be able to get some easy farm as well. So it does make sense. A bit slightly greedy, and does kind of just mean that the teamfight isn't looking too impressive for Liquid. It's definitely a focus on single target control, unless their last pick will really shake it up. But that's just one hero, really. So they're going to be going off the back of some great single target pickoffs, translating that into a tower for an objective. And I think that does work out quite well. You have some pretty good heroes that make use of that Drow Aura, the NP, of course, and the Witch Doctor, who does have a decent amount of range, good attack speed, good attack damage. And that Witch Doctor should be pretty nice to see. We don't see the support hero come out all too often now, but it does still really do a good job. Like, the stun is nice, not the most reliable, but if you do manage to catch a couple of heroes tightly knit, then you should be able to have a nice chain stun going on. Maldic also amplifies your damage quite well. The Voodoo Restoration, of course, keeps a push going, keeps your cores alive. Not the fastest heal, but great sustain for a push. And the Death Ward, of course, it's a great teamfight tool. Mainly single target, really, but if you cast all your spells, have that Maledict on, you can burst the hero pretty fast with that Death Ward.
Alliance now. 4th pick for them. The second reserve time left as well. With a tick down for a while, of course. Still lacking that mid, the off lane, and I imagine the off lane will be the pickup here from Alliance.
It's Radiant's band now. Bat Rider!
Okay, they're going to the Bat Rider, and I guess that's the catch that required to try and catch up that Drow Ranger, and even the Nature's Prophet that's going to be played there by Mind Control. Seems like a decent pick to make here from Alliance.
We do see this a lot in response to the Drow, right? The Bat Rider just being picked up if it's not banned out. And it's a great gap closer. It can really punish over extensions. It can definitely take out heroes that do stay in the backline, like the Drow, quite well. And you've seen it be a menace, really, in laning as well. So I do like this pick from Alliance. I think it works out well for them. Up against something like the NP, you should be able to break those trees. And that Sprout isn't really going to keep the Bat Rider down at the very least. He can also break the trees for his allies. So you do have that added utility on top of everything else.
In the last ban out's coming out now, Team Liquid, they actually get rid of the lone druid that was being played by Qualifiers, and that was a very nice performance for him, so I don't blame them for wanting to get rid of that.
5 seconds left.
Alliance, though, seemingly looking to ban a Miracle hero unless he plans to run the Drow mid. So many options, though, that's the only problem. It's quite hard to ban out against him. They will go ahead and get rid of the Weaver. Plan to close this one off.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Templar Assassin.
Alright, the TA, just a really strong mid lane to have on the side of Alliance. I suppose that works pretty darn well.
We have seen TAs do a lot of work, especially if they do get that good start. They really set the tempo for their team. If Alliance does get off to a great start, you're going to have a lot of heroes come online fast. That TA coming online fast could be an issue. The Bat Rider as well, if it does get the tools it needs, will be an issue as well. So it's very much a fast draft coming out from Alliance. They definitely want to take good early game momentum into the mid game and start to take over from there. But the moment it does fall apart a bit, you will be kind of lacking in terms of lines. Like, we have seen the TAs go behind, and sometimes, you know, you can buy them as much space as you want, but when your other heroes need farm as well, it starts to get a bit iffy going into the mid game.
Storm will come out from Team Liquid, so we're going to see a Miracle Storm Spirit being played this game. That's going to be very fun to watch. Of course, how do we not even talk about it? The Drow Ranger was already there anyway. Now, mind you, up against the Quay for TA in the mid lane, it's certainly not going to be the easiest feat to try and get that farm and level up on the Storm, but when you've got GH on that Earth Spirit, I'm sure it's not going to be as hard as we'd expect. Be rotating quite a bit throughout that mid lane.
Yeah, I do expect Liquid to invest a bit on Miracle's mid, just make sure that this Storm does have a good time. And if he does get off to a good start, I think that's going to be bigger than Alliance getting off to a good big start, right? We always see these Storm Spirits, once they hit that 6, once they get at least one core item, they can start to be active on the map. And that could be an issue. There's no real hard lockdown coming out from Alliance. Sure, you have the lasso, but that's an ultimate. So you're going to have to wait for Boxy to get that 6 and find a way to get up to Miracle. You don't really have the best control coming out from Keeper of the Light, beyond maybe draining some mana. And the Shaker as well, you know, it's probably their best control. But again, it could be hard to catch a player like Miracle out just consistently. You're going to, I think, rely on Boxy really to get that blink and jump in, but even then, the whole purpose of this Bat Rider was to catch the Drow. So I'm not sure how the target prioritization here works for Alliance.
We're gonna find out very soon. Drow Ranger being played by Matumba. Run. There's Boxy on that Bat Rider. Because, I mean, you mentioned Tiger with the trying to catch up Miracle on that storm with the Earthshaker. Definitely not going to be the easiest feat, but Tiger has had some pretty impressive performances on the Earthshaker today. So also wouldn't surprise me too much. Like, excuse me, it is Matama Man on that Drow. Mind control, of course, is going to be on the Nature's Prophet, but a lot of tips going out to Miracle. But what I was trying to say, John, is Tiger has had a pretty nice performance. Now, I don't disagree that the Earthshaker isn't the best in catching out the storm, but I don't know. I have some belief in Tiger to be able to make it work.
Yeah, that's a fair enough point. Tiger has been pretty on point with the Shaker so far. He has been really setting the tempo for his team quite well, finding the right block-offs as well. So we'll see how much he can really do. I mean, I feel like for sure Alliance has to keep a lid on Miracle, right? The Storm Spirit, once it gets out of control, it tends to get a bit wacky. And in that laning phase, you do have great ways of keeping that in check. I believe they will have to keep Taiga down mid every now and again, probably have a rotation in, just to make sure that Miracle won't feel too comfy. Otherwise, you know, he can just get ahead. You want to really secure that good start for Qualifiers and slow down Miracle for Alliance.
Mickey, top lane. Trying to go after that rune, but of course the treants will be there. Side of Alliance though, they will be able to get 2 down at the bot rune spots. So it'll be a 2-for-2 trade early on, as per usual. As it stands, it looks like there's going to be a bit of a tri lane being run for the moment with Liquid. They're really going to try and protect Matama Man this off lane. Hiroki and GH going to be sticking around, at the very least GH, for just a bit.
Yeah, I think you definitely want to have this Drow have a good time in lane, at the very least. Maybe apply some pressure up top before starting the rotations, and it's a fair move to make. Again, the Drow is a hero you want to keep safe.
That mid lane Miracle already doing a pretty good job harassing Quaver. Of course, getting those creep kills, though. Right behind him is Tiger. He will be scouted out by that creep wave, though. Miracle hasn't backed off yet. He'll try now. Nice Fisher is there. Will actually block the way Miracle, though. GH rolls in as well. They're going to actually go for a first blood right here, right now. Fairy Fire being eaten by Miracle, still staying alive, and now the salve as well, but he will not get there in time. GH was not able to get the job done. Unfortunately, he is still, and of course, only level 1 with a roll. That was a lot of investment there by Miracle, and it does not pay off.
Yeah, and I do like seeing this from Alliance. They understand what they have to do. We mentioned it from draft, but they have to keep Miracle in check, and by slowing him down like that, that could possibly be enough to slow down his early game farm. At the very least, it does buy Quaver some space to get big himself.
Oh, Tiger's doing it again, John. The body blocks are there from Quaver. They blocked the way Miracle. He'll have to walk up towards the northwest. We'll be alright. Be able to eat a tango, but see what Tiger's up to. Is he just going to loop around all over again and try that again?
I wouldn't be surprised. Like, that does seem to be the primary objective here for Alliance, just keeping Miracle in check. And he does have regen on him. He is just kind of camping on the runes. He will work his way up there again.
Top lane. Liquid trying to find an opening here onto Mickey, but not finding it quite yet. Miracle, meanwhile, does salve up in the mid lane, so he's full HP once again. He may have moved too forward, though no, not quite yet. Hiroki will reveal that he was waiting in that tree line. Meanwhile, mid lane, looks like they do make the jump once again onto Miracle. And salve really just not being effective at all for him, although Tiger now up a fair bit of damage, but just no follow-up coming out from the side of Liquid. Be happy that Miracle can remain in that lane and survive for the moment.
Yeah, now I think that's the moment you should probably start going back lane if you're Taiga. Does seem to be working his way back there. He does want some EXP. It does feel like he is investing everything into keeping Miracle in check, and that will really hurt his level progression. But, you know, it does look like they might actually just want that, just keeping Miracle in check.
Well, again, Tiger just looping around. Miracle is also very low, though Fisher not being thrown out. He's trying to juke it out, but the Fisher will connect and will get the job done. Now the side of Liquid want to try and punish for this. Tiger is still relatively tanky as that Earthshaker, but there is the paralyzing cask. GH will roll in as well, and Tiger will be forced to lose his life. So I think you'd agree, John, that they're going to be more than happy with that for the miracle kill.
Definitely so. They force out the rotations from the supports as well. And they still managed to find that miracle kill. He's actually forced to go into the jungle. He's trying to clear out a couple of camps before heading back to that lane, and that's a fair play to make. He's just lost way too much down there.
While the side of Liquid were rotating through to the mid lane, they left Matumba alone, and the harassment came out immediately from the side of Alliance, just trying to take advantage of the Drow and how squishy she is. Looks like GH will take over the mid farm. In fact, Qualifier gonna get jumped on here by Mind Control, who rotates very early on as that Nature's Prophet. They just want to try and take care of this TA, but Refraction will come in again. Now the Fisher again from Tiger just to stop everything, and they might lose GH here. There's really no way out. Qualifier, he'll pick up another kill on the TA for himself. Meanwhile, the top lane, Insania, protecting Mickey on that Troll Warlord, though the Melodic probably going to tick him out. In fact, maybe not. He's going to be able to regen through it, and he will survive just barely.
That puts him at a bit of an awkward spot, though. Unless some regen does start coming out, he's not really going to be able to stand in front and farm as safely as he'd want. So is going to have to play slightly safe, probably looking to maybe secure his shrine at this point.
Insania looks like he's been caught out here. Kuroki, though, does not have mana for the cast. Does at least secure his bounty rune, but that will be 3 bounty runes going to the way of Alliance at that 5-minute mark. Again, Alliance finding another little bonus for themselves. While GH is still trying to farm up in that mid lane, though. He's only level 2 up against Qualifier at level 5 on that TA. Mind Control, he'll leave the mid lane as well, and I mean, Miracle, again, he won't show up in this mid lane for a bit because there's just not much he can do against the TA any longer.
Yeah, and he is recovering alright in the jungle. He is at least finding some free farm for himself. Maybe by the time he's 6, he could make something happen. It's still not the best spot to be in.
Looks like Mickey's getting dropped though, top lane. GH was there with Kuroki and Matumba, of course, and Mickey, there's really no way for him to slide this. He does end up going down to Kuroki. Melodic Pop, always going to be nice though. Now they know Miracle's alone in the mid lane. You see Tiger once again setting up. Boxy's there as well. Miracle, has he hit level 6 yet? Not quite, but he's so darn close. Can they take him out one more time? It looks like they can. They even fortify so the creeps can't be killed off and he cannot level up.
Yeah, that's again, all this investment coming out from Alliance is pretty big, but it's not something I can really feel upset about. They are just suppressing Miracle as much as they can, and the guy's really just struggling this game, right? All he has is really a bottle, 1 null, maybe 1 more null in a few minutes, but that's really all that Miracle has to work with, and does hit 6 now, and I'm not sure if he's going to stick in any lane still. Looks like he will have to play poke in that jungle for a bit.
Umber almost being in trouble up at that top lane. Tiger has finally rotated to another lane to help out. GH though, moving in, and Mind Control's there as well. They want to go straight on Insania, and that should be an easy pick, and it is. GH will go ahead and pick that one up for himself. Nature's Wrath will come through and hit Tiger quite hard. Still, it's a position 5 kill for the side of Liquid, but that will make it so Mickey doesn't feel quite as comfortable on that Troll to just keep farming in the safe lane.
Yeah, it's really easy to punish a misstep here coming out from Liquid, so it does make sense for Mickey to really just pull back for a bit, get his own farm going in the jungle, although they will commit resources up top again. They TP and Boxy.
Yeah, he's got the lasso available, but he probably won't need it here for Kuroki. Tiger is there with the Fisher, though. Nice gust comes out of Matumba. It looks like they're just going to have to settle for this Witch Doctor kill, and they will find it, though. Now, it looks like Tiger did go too far, but the Blinding Light from Insania will slow things down a bit. Now, Mind Control might be in trouble. Boxy still has the lasso, and now will commit it. That'll allow Mickey to close the distance and try to find this kill, and it looks like they will. A double is there on the Troll. Can they find GH as well? No, he can roll away. But if you're on the side of Alliance, John, you must be very, very happy early on this game.
Definitely are. 3-6 so far. The aggression from Alliance paying off quite well, and again, they've kept Miracle suppressed. They've gotten a decent amount of farm on Mickey as well. The one issue is that I'm not too sure if they're keeping Mind Control in check all too well, but he has been busy farming. He is applying some pressure in terms of push, getting a little bit of chip damage down onto that tier 1.
Matumba's there as well. Tier 1 will go down rather quickly, but Alliance, they are ready to set up and go for some kills here down at the bot lane. Boxy, he'll get started though. He doesn't have Lasso. Unfortunately, that Fisher wasn't the greatest, but Matumba still will be chased down. He does have a Gust available, but not much he can do with it. Matumba just going to tick down to the Firefly. Another nice kill there from Alliance. At the very least, Mind Control was able to get out, and it looks like that did create a bit of space for Miracle in the mid lane.
Yeah, and they're going to get that shove in to that mid tier 1 as well. And they just really melt the towers quite fast.
Indeed. So Insania is there, but he's going to be rather surrounded here. Alliance, though, will move in with Qualifier and Tiger. GH just rolls away in time, although no, the trap is there, and Boxy, well, he's going to find GH at the least. Qualifier will pick that up, and now a nice fish from Tiger onto Miracle, but he will zip all the way out past the tier 1 tower. Straight back towards his shrine, it seems.
Yeah, that's pretty close. If they did manage to find Miracle, that would have been, again, a massive pick-off for Alliance, slowing this guy's farm even further. I mean, it's been a while since we've seen a Storm get a really bad start, but this is probably one of the rougher starts we've seen.
Top lane, Boxy. Getting custed up now. GH will roll in. A nice stun from him, and they'll be able to pick up this core Batrider. Now Insania are going to be chased down. Slow from Matumba, doing quite a bit of work, and GH just waiting for the roll to be available. He will get juked out though. Insania still making a run for it. He's only got brown boots, but it looks like it's actually enough. The Gust will also end up missing from Matumba Man. The Boulder Smash won't connect either, and he actually gets out of it somehow. I can't believe that.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for Liquid. I mean, they really just invested a lot into that chase. At the very least, they do take that tier 1 in exchange. So that does open the map just a bit more for them. But that was a massive commitment to try to find that kill. Doesn't quite work out. And Insania is just back in, ready to spam a bit more Illuminate to really clear out these waves.
Nice lasso there. Coming up from Boxy. He actually got kicked away, but he got the lasso off just in time that he actually dragged GH with him. Been an easy kill onto the Earth Spirit. Still, again, all this time, while they've been doing that, Miracle has been catching up in farm. Now, he is rather low in net worth at 3.7k, but in terms of levels, he has somewhat caught up. Only one level behind Qualifier. The only problem is, though, Qualifier now has a Blink Dagger available.
Yeah, and we've seen these Templar Assassins really start to pick up pace once the Blink and the Desolator are up. It looks like Qualifier is really maximizing his Blink to clear out the camps first. And I believe once that Desolator is up, he's going to be a very big threat for Liquid.
All Mind Control. Went for the snipe on the tier 1 and does find it, but that may have been slightly greedy from him. He does get chased down here from Boxy, Tiger, and Qualifier, and he's definitely dead. Suppose he just didn't want it to be denied off. Now mid lane, Qualifier actually TP's in, but no refraction is up yet. Blinding Light, though, will be there from Insania. In fact, excuse me, that was the Will-O-Wisp. Miracle will not be able to pursue. I hear a Death Ward as well, but it's just to make sure Miracle can get out of there safely. But now Tiger, he gets a nice Fisher off. Now they got Qualifier, though. The Illuminate will not connect, and GH rolls straight in with the Magnetize on Insania. He will be able to find that Keeper of the Light kill. Are they going to go for more? Miracle, he's thinking about it. He has a haste rune right now. Mickey completely ignoring him, just chasing Matumba. They are going to find the Drow. Meanwhile, Miracle gets Echo slammed and he's going down. A nice play there from Tiger. And it looked like it was going to be a great team fight for Liquid, but in the end, a 3-for-2 trade, and it definitely does work out for the Dire.
I don't think they expected Tiger to really just walk up there and get that slam off. But it does cost Miracle his life, and what looked like an okay fight for Liquid, like at least managing to find that kill in Qualifier, just kind of falls apart when you lose Miracle and Matumba Man like that. So a bit of a loss for Liquid. The one saving grace is that tier 1 does fall down, but Alliance immediately smoke up, and they want to keep this aggression going.
See what they can get done, though. Qualifier with that Blink just really wants to continue this aggression. You can't blame him. Mind Control gonna show himself mid lane, though it looks like that's not the target they want. They want to go after that Drow again. Matumba Just going to be a sitting duck as long as Tiger hits that Fisher. But Boxy, he'll move in first. He does have the lasso just in case, but he might not even need it. Lasso will be committed on GH instead. While he continues to chase down Matumba, he cannot survive this surely, and he does not. Boxy may die for this though. Insania going to back out of there. Boxy does not have Firefly any longer though. Here comes Quafer. He goes straight after Croaky, and now the Fisher actually allowing the Batrider to get out of there safely. GH, he'll roll away. Mind Control will TP out successfully as well, but Liquid lose 2 for absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and again, it's a massive kill for Alliance. They managed to get Matumbaman as well, and they're going to be able to take out this tier 1 for basically free, although they back off. Maybe a bit scared of Miracle coming in, and that's a fair thing to have because you don't have the lasso to keep him in check. They do actually let that tier 1 go, but at the very least managed to find a nice clean kill in Matumbaman.
Surely they realize though how low on net worth Miracle is right now. He's really only got the treads and the null talismans. Doesn't even have the Kyra up yet. And again, he's trying his absolute best to farm up, but every time he does, it seems like Alliance is just being aggressive again and again towards his team, and he has to get involved somehow. Look at Mickey on this troll. He's going to have that Diffusal Blade up soon. Again, you look at Coin for top of the net worth board. In fact, Boxy's top of the net worth on the Batrider now, and he's going to have that Deso up rather soon as well. He's almost got enough gold to pick up that first Mithril Hammer. And I ask you, John, Team Liquid, like, how do they delay things here on the side of Alliance? Because the snowball is starting to slowly get there for Alliance.
The key thing is to really make sure Miracle can farm up first, and then after Miracle gets his comfy farm, you can either start having Matumba farm up a bit more, or Mind Control. Really depends on who your priority is. But you can't have everyone farming up like this every single time and just getting picked off one by one. I think you do have to play a little bit of 4 Protect 1. And I think in this case, again, just put your investments in Miracle. Maybe once he has this Kaya, he can start to go around. I don't think it's quite enough. I think for the most part, we wait for the Storm to get 2 items. That's when it starts to feel really comfy for a Storm Spirit. And I think once that is achieved, that's when you can swap out Matumba and have him start farming up. But in this case, they are trying to spread out, and Alliance has been punching quite well, although it looks like they aren't really on the hunt right now.
Well, Liquid, they're going to start pushing in that top tier 2 tower now. Mind Control, he's on the front lines of that push. Currently, nobody on this side of Alliance actually ready to try and defend that. It looks like they are just going to try and defend the mid-tier 2 tower. Mind Control, he'll take this opportunity and just start pushing into tier 2. It's going to go rather fast as well with all those treants available. It's kind of shocked to see Alliance just letting this go.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit confusing. They were keeping up some really good aggression earlier on, but they've kind of just slowed down now. That might be down to just waiting for a key item to come out. I do believe we have Tiger's Blink ready, so maybe they're just waiting for that to get ferried out first before committing. Otherwise, they just give that tier 2 for free, and that's a much bigger tower to lose without the contest. That does open up that top area, that opens up your tier 3 for threat, and Mind Control will pressure that tower. It's just how nature profits go. They tend to exploit these open lanes, and you're forced to make decisions that aren't ideal.
Certainly the case, and it probably was due to the fact that Tiger was just waiting for that blink. But mid lane, so Kuroki will get caught out. Pass was already thrown out onto the creeps as well, so it's going to be a very easy kill here for Mickey on that troll. But Miracle does find Insania up the top lane and starts pushing the tier 3 tower. Koifa will TP in, but Miracle will just zip his way out immediately. Actually, a very nice play here from Miracle. That'll delay the mid push. In fact, the side of Liquid have gone in, but Magnetire's already being committed. Mickey just going to walk his way out safely. And so really just only the support's dying throughout the last minute.
Yeah, and again, not the biggest loss for both sides. We are starting to see that effect on the tier 3 up top. As mentioned, with that tier 2 gone, Liquid can just exploit that. They can send a hero up, shove it in, and suddenly Alliance is forced to TP someone back. Koifa going back actually, I feel like, causes them to really not get that pressure on that tier 1 mid. Just not a team fight they feel comfy with without their TA.
Well, Mickey's going to continue pushing in, but Miracle, he jumps in by himself right now. The rest of his team moving in, just trying to burst him down. But Tiger, he had the Echo just in time, and Miracle's lost his life again. GH now losing a lot of HP, and he's gone as well. Mickey going for Kuroki, who's still channeling the Death Ward, but it will not be a success at all. Matumba will be the fourth to go down, it seems. He tries to take down Mickey, but he's just so tanky.
Mind control?
Mind control now as well, coming in very, very late. Try to help his team out, maybe find a pick. Can they actually cancel the TP? You know they cannot, but does it even matter? They found... it doesn't even matter. Boxy, he being exactly where mind control goes to and still finds the kill. What a prediction from him.
I'm surprised he went that greedy, going for the lane again. He was pretty low, sure, and they must have seen those BOTs up on Boxy. He's had them for a while. So a rather greedy play that gets punished hard. And now Alliance just gets away with all those kills, a tier 1 tower, and the Roshan.
The big win here for Alliance. And I mean, in this kind of matchup, you know, you go into it thinking Liquid's probably the hard favorites, but Alliance making it look the opposite way right now. Very impressive performance so far from them. There have been, you know, those couple of times where they were a bit hesitant to push, so you've got to be real careful up against a team like Liquid, because they can really take advantage of those small hesitations that Alliance have made, though. Matumba, nice 4-star out, and the Gust. Real quick reactions there from Matumba Man to save his own life.
Yeah, and that's going to be an issue for Boxy now in the initiation. He needs a way to stop that from happening, is building towards a BKB. So once that's up, it's going to be hard to escape that initiation from Alliance.
Mickey, find GH, though GH will commit the Magnetize on the Troll. Boxy knows whereabouts Kuroki is and will commit the Lasso for an easy position 5 kill. We'll drag him into the Ancients though. Kuroki, try to go for the deny now. Can he actually find it? No, he cannot. Boxy will get it underneath the Ancient Creeps. Very confident from this Bat Rider.
Yeah, and that is a bit of an efficiency play, at the very least, managing to clear out a couple of creeps as well. Gonna leave that big one there to maybe block the camp for a bit. But probably gonna go back and clear that out later. They do clear out the top tier 2 as well for Alliance, so they are definitely starting to take a bit more from this map than Liquid want.
It looks like Miracle and Mind Control were trying to push out the bot lane and perhaps force a rotation back. GH gonna get caught out in the mid lane. Alliance again claiming another very easy kill for themselves. In Liquid, they still do seem to be doing the exact thing they need to, which is keeping the farm up and trying to distract them from pushing in any further on the side of Alliance. Alliance, though, don't seem too phased by it. Their bot lane is perfectly fine, and they'll find themselves another tier 2 tower in the span of a minute.
I'm over here.
Miracle just... oh, Echo Tiger! He's gonna go for a solo kill here onto Miracle. In fact, no, there will be Boxy with a lasso. Oh, that was a massive Echo Slam from the Earthshaker. Meanwhile, mid lane, Qualifier, he's gonna go after Matumba Man. The Hurricane Pike does come in handy, but here comes that Will-O-Wisp, just trapping both of them in place. Kuroki will be the next to fall, it seems. 3 heroes going down on the side of Liquid once again.
All across the map as well, and this is just going to open up that high ground for Alliance. They're not going to back off.
Alliance just showing up today. My goodness, what a performance already. That tier 3 tower just not going to be long for this world. No buybacks available, so there's just going to be no defense. They may get lucky enough to perhaps be back in time to save the racks, and it looks like they will be. Alliance are the ones to back off. They'll go defend that bot tier 2 tower up against Mind Control's Treants. But still, getting a tier 3 tower at 22 minutes in, it opens up the shrines, and it's going to make the side of Alliance very happy in terms of map control.
Definitely will be. Alliance has pretty much set themselves up here quite well. They've had a good run in that early game and are set up in this mid game and really starting to take over this map. I think the one key thing for them next is probably taking out that top shrine to secure themselves the Roshan. That should be the next big move we'll see coming out from them. Liquid are smoked up, but I don't think they'll find anything on that side of the map.
They're trying. Mickey, though, he just picked up a BKB, so he's got a 10-second charge available. Does seem like Liquid, again, going to try and pressure the outer lanes. Trying to force a rotation back from Alliance. Just seems to be all about delaying this game as long as possible to try and get Miracle online. It's pretty darn close to that Orchid. In fact, Orchid staff. In fact, he does need the Sage's Mask now. With that Orchid, I'm not sure if it's going to make all the difference, but it should add some value here for Liquid.
It opens up who Miracle can jump. It allows him to burst someone down in the backlines, and that could be enough for Liquid. After that, I think that's when you start seeing Matumbaman really start to scale. Because they'll be able to let him just farm instead of just really buying space for Miracle. And Matumba does need to farm, right? He's really fallen behind in this Drow. Not in a good spot. I think the top net worth on Liquid right now is actually Mind Control's NP. And that's not the best spot you want to be at when you have two farm-heavy heroes like the Drow and the Storm.
Mind Control just does seem to be the saving grace for Liquid right now anyway. Just keep them in this. Really forcing Alliance to not be able to take down those racks until tier 3s as fast as they'd want. They will go for the bot tier 2 towers here, and Qualifier, of course, with the Desolator, going to make real quick work of it. Though, top lane, Lasso will be there on Miracle. Can they rotate fast enough to actually find this kill? The Fisher will be there on Miracle. He gets bursted by Qualifier. Now they'll go after Mind Control as well. He's trying to outrun them, but there's just no chance, it feels like. Qualifier's dealing way too much damage, and Boxy finds a godlike streak for himself. 8 to 27 with an 11k net worth lead. How many people can say they knew that was going to happen before getting into this game?
No, not many, Mike. Not many, and it's really getting harder for Liquid to get a grip on this map. They've just lost complete control of every single part of it. The high ground now under constant threat from Alliance, and Miracle really just not managing to have as much impact as you'd hope on the Storm.
Well, Alliance, they're going to get started on their mid-racks now. Jump in. No lasso available, though. It's about 10 seconds off. Kuroki, he'll go for the casks. Boxy had a BKB just in case anyway. And it looks like Boxy was just actually just scaring them off just a bit. So Mickey could go ahead and finish off that mid-racks, and he does do so. With that, they'll go straight into the top shrines. Probably going to be setting up for a Roshan that'll spawn in the next few minutes. And I've got to ask you, what do Liquid do at this point? Like, how do they pull themselves back into this game?
The Roche Pit is actually a pretty good spot for Liquid. They have, of course, they have the Earth Spirit for a massive Magnetize, and the Witch Doctor for a massive Cask and Maledict. I think you can get away with that fight in the Roche Pit. It's just that I'm not sure if they're confident enough to work themselves out there, because right now they have been playing quite conservatively.
Boxy gonna find Kuroki. The Korea did actually end up going down, but it looks like Kuroki will also end up going down here. Boxy just dancing around the Witch Doctor, playing around with the turn rate of the sticky napalm. Now they're gonna go for more though. Can they find anybody else? And Team Miracle just pushing out the bot lane, not allowing these creeps to get anywhere near his tier 3 bot tower. Alliance though, they'll be more than happy to just take the bot shrine instead. You're in the driver's seat like this, there's no need to rush if you're on the Dire side.
Definitely so. It's going to be a bit bigger for Alliance if they actually bleed out for no good reason. They do manage to catch out Miracle again.
Yeah, and Tiger, he'll just commit the Echo Slam just in case and finds the kill for himself. Miracle going for another creep skip, but it does not work out his way, and that was unfortunately his 8th death of the game. Yet very unusual here for the mid-storm, but these things do happen. Mind Control again, going to be the saving grace for the moment though, John. He is going for the BKB and he has got it up. He just can't really bring it out on the courier yet. Of course, their lanes, or their base is being pushed in. The range racks will end up going down fairly easily to Alliance once again.
Yeah, it's really conservative play coming out from Alliance. They're not really forcing the issue, forcing out other lanes just yet. They do back off, just farm back up and wait for the creep waves to come in, get a push going, and go again. It's really calculated here.
Insania gonna be a target here. They won't quite find him. Meanwhile, Mickey just waiting on the side for his opportunity. In fact, it looks like he's gonna go after GH. But GH will roll away. Qualifier as well, trying to find a target for himself. Won't find one quite yet, and it almost looks like Liquid's baiting them in. But are they? Miracle gonna jump in on Qualifier. That'd be a massive kill if they can find it. Nobody around from the side of Alliance to help, and he commits the BKB. Now Boxy gonna go in after Mind Control, but he has the BKB himself. Miracle straight after Insania takes care of him. It looks like the Batrider can only do so much by himself. Boxy, he's stuck on a cliff. Oh no, and now Kuroki, he's going to go down, but doesn't matter. You've taken 4 off the side of Alliance. Mickey, what is he doing? He's going to the wrong fountain, John. Mind Control, going to find him. GH is there as well. Miracle going to be there to help clean up. Full team wipe there for the side of Liquid. Just absolutely crazy team fight from them, and out of nowhere, they pull it back their way. I mean, that was over 5k worth of a gold swing coming out.
I'm not sure what to say about Alliance. I was saying they had some pretty calculated pushes going out, but they just lose one big team fight, and suddenly it looks like Liquid is pretty much set up once again. You do see Mind Control forcing that push onto the Roche as well. The buybacks fly out from Alliance. They seem to understand this, but they're not going to stick around for that. It was just Mind Control.
That's 2 baits in a row now. Liquid. Catching a lot of fish today. Alliance, I mean, look, they haven't lost their lead completely, but if we look at the net worth graph, they were sitting at almost 15k advantage. And now you're looking at it, it's about 6k, the live net worth for the side of Alliance. It's a massive loss. Looks like Miracle just planning to go straight into that Bloodstone next. Liquid, they found their ticket back into this game. So Alliance, they are going to smoke up here. So they are going to run up the hill, and Mind Control should know what's going on right now, though the traps are going to slow him down quite a lot. GH just waiting. Lasso will come out, and it looks like they are dragging the Drow back, but Tumba, he was the target all along, and they do find him. Mind Control with that BKB, going to go for the TP play, but Mickey, can he get a lucky basher and snare? No, he cannot. Buyback immediately comes out of Matumba. They were looking at that Roche pit, but they will think better of it.
Yeah, they do force the buyback out from Matumba, but this time around, it's Alliance that doesn't stick by that Roche pit. And we do see Mind Control get to work again. He does take out that tier 2 down bot by himself. So that is a slight win for them. And again, I mean, he's split pushing, so you do have to watch out for Alliance. Their bot lane will be shoved in. They're going to have to go in and defend that. They've got 4 range creeps there. That's going to be a pretty fast push coming out from these creeps alone.
But Liquid, through the mid lane, they smoke up. Feeling rather confident to find a pick here, though. Alliance are all together right now. And as they're rotating around the map, it looks like Mind Control again is just going to force out that bot lane. The rest of Liquid are going to make their way there as well, and even though they are behind in terms of net worth, they probably do push a lot faster with that Drow and the Prophet. They know Alliance should be making their way back down towards their own base. Tier 2 mid tower now. Miracle gonna show himself. Looks like Alliance gonna be happy to trade that for the Roshan if they can, and it's going down very, very quickly. Though that bot lane is still being pushed in here by the side of Liquid. Now the mid lane as well still going, though they found Miracle again. It looks like Boxy was there with the lasso, though the bot lane still going down. Roshan was taken by the side of Alliance, and it looks like Quaver can't stop the Tumberman's TP, so he'll be able to get out of there safely. Kuroki, though, will have to go down for the cause. He does a bit of a dance before he does. He will eventually go down, and meanwhile, Mind Control ends up finding Tiger. BKB TP away from Mickey. Alliance, would you call that a win? I mean, they just lost 2 tier 3 towers.
Not exactly. It definitely is worrying that they've lost that amount of control up. It's something a hero like the NP could exploit for sure. And we have been seeing Mind Control really exploit these holds in the lanes just quite well. So something to watch out for. They did go for the greedy play, Alliance. They tried to secure everything. They secured the Miracle kill. They were trying to get the deep push going and the Roshan all at once when they really didn't quite.
Bot lane, Will-O-Wisp came out, but it was all too late, and now Quaver, though, he will find GH, or will he? The rollaway is going to be there in time. Quaver does not have the blink available to throw out. Two nice opportunities there, unfortunately missed for the side of Alliance, and they do end up wasting the Will-O-Wisp.
That's going to be a big tool that's not available, and they have been relying on that Will-O-Wisp to secure these team fights. So I don't see Alliance actually taking any sort of fight in the next minute and a half. Probably just going to have to wait for that to come back online.
Oh, we're at this standstill now. There's an 11k net worth lead still sitting there for Alliance 33 minutes in. But it almost feels like they're not in 100% control here. I wonder, Alliance, they just pick up a Satanic on Mickey. When did they get to use that Aegis? We'll hold that thought, because Mind Control's being caught out here. Tiger does find him, cancels the TP, and Boxy's there as well. Commits the lasso immediately. Can they burst him down in time? It looks like they definitely can. And that's a big pickup for the side of Alliance.
Yeah, that once again, killing off that NP does mean that you can apply a bit more pressure and commit to these fights, as without him, you just don't see your lanes pressured. You're right, his global presence isn't going to be there, and you can just find these kills as they happen. Pack Miracle?
Tiger again, Echo Slam will be there, followed up by the Enchant and the Fisher. Qualifier jumps in with the Scythe Device. That Shadow Blade really paying off. He just finds 2 kills in a row, and both of them were calls on the side of Liquid. Tiger just playing out of his mind on this Earthshaker. Now the side of Alliance, seeing if they can take a secondary Rax at the bot lane. Mickey will get started on his own. Sania will be there to back him up with the Illuminate. Of course, Will-O-Wisp is back up and ready to go as well. Looks like the lasso will be there from Boxy. Straight after that Drow Ranger, and Matumba is gone. Now Miracle jumps in, but what good is it when everyone's got a BKB available? He jumps in again into that Will-O-Wisp. They're trying to chase down GH right now. They at the very least get rid of Tiger on that Earthshaker. Meanwhile, Mickey finding a kill onto Kuroki, though buyback will come out. GH also losing his life on that Earth Spirit. He has a buyback available, though. It's whether he'll commit it or not is the question. They don't have Matumba on that Drow.
The seeds of fortune.
Alliance still has... They still have the Aegis as well on Mickey, so should be able to get this push going, but they do back off and maybe want to shove in that top set of creeps first, as Mind Control is cutting the wave on bot lane.
He's doing a great job of it as well. This is a real shame here for Alliance. But no. Looks like the mid creeps are close enough that he can actually go through the backdoor protection. Foxy gonna get silenced up. Miracle thinking about jumping in, but doesn't do so. Illuminate will be there to protect. That'll be another melee barracks going down for the side of Team Liquid. Aegis not even expended here from the side of Alliance, but just no necessity to go any further. They'll just let it tick out now.
I do like the plays coming out from Mind Control as well. Not only is he cutting that creep wave, he is hiding his racks with a Sprout. And without vision, they just can't attack those towers. So it's one thing to see coming out from Liquid. I do like that. It's a bit of a cheeky play, but it has worked out. It did save their bottom ranged racks from falling, at least.
Certainly has been having a pretty darn good game on this Nature's Prophet Mind Control. Alliance, though, looking to set up once again. They have a double damage available on Mickey. Courier actually going down. Looks like Mind Control does it again. No items were on the Courier, though, so not the biggest loss for the side of Alliance. Mid lane, looks like they will get started, though. It will be Kuroki on that Witch Doctor going down, and that was actually a dieback on that Witch Doctor as well. So now perhaps they'll feel very confident to go for that final Rax up at the top lane, though. Again, look at Mind Control, who's been pushing in that top lane. Does go ahead and pick up a Nullifier as well. Liquid, can they actually defend this? Alliance, they smoke up. Miracle jumping in by himself. Tiger, where the hell is he? Well, there will be a lasso immediately on that Storm. Miracle, he goes down. That's a dieback on him. Meanwhile, Mickey going straight after Mind Control, though the TP is there. No, the Fisher. Tiger will cancel it off. GH, he'll be able to roll out, but Kuroki, he's called GG. He's had enough of this game. And Alliance, 15 to 42. I would have loved to see what the odds were for Alliance winning this game, but man, they put on a show.
They definitely did. 15 to 43, 37 minutes and a half, 20k network lead for Alliance. They just had control from the start. They did what they had to do, keep Miracle down, right? And they kept him down for the entire game, just couldn't do anything. Found the momentum on Kovka, and they just got everything on him.
Radiant's turn to ban. "10 seconds. It's Dyer's ban.